How did it feel to finally step back out on the court for a game with your guys after 18 months?
Man, it felt good.
Man, it did feel good. It felt really, 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 really good. New York City's, I'm Eve Darboos. This is the front office. It is a new day. I am your avatar in audio. I represent the people. The Front Office Podcast it's an unorthodox one. We appreciate all the people who download this and stream this and check for us. But folks, today is a new day. What magnificence did we get to see this evening, ladies and gentlemen of New York City and my New Jersey family, Nets fans in general. What did we get to see today? I'll tell you what we saw. We saw pure and utter dominance. We saw a level of basketball that I've never seen. And I understand that a lot of what I'm saying is hyperbolic because this was, in truth, a preseason game. But when the Nets got up by 26 and they weren't trying, it shows you how deadly Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving is going to be. There was a moment there I said to myself, like, how do you guard this? What are they going to do? I saw a lot of flaws in the team, but, first, I think it's most important to give credit where credit is due. Kyrie Irving is a flat-out monster. When he was being guarded this evening, I saw the fear in the eyes of the It didn't matter. NATO, whatever arbitrary dude was out there tonight, it might as well. It looked more like the Washington Generals out there tonight. Hachimura is a good player. My man Shook from Twitter, he caught Hachimura caught his eye a while ago. Good call on him. But outside of Hachimura, I guess this kid from Israel is a player, or supposed to be. But basically, I realized what I was seeing. It was preseason basketball. It was Steve Nash trying things. It was a Washington team that didn't have Westbrook and Bradley Beal. So I'm not confused. Of course I'm biased, but I'm realistic. There was a lot of things wrong that I saw tonight. There's a lot of things I don't agree with. But the one thing before, I think the platform that this should be discussed upon, the platform we should create is clarity that we saw what could be the deadliest offensive pairing in 30 years of basketball. Jordan and Pippen, of course, was a better pairing. Kobe and Shaq, of course, was a better pairing because of what they could do offensively and what they could do, grabbing rebounds and just imposing their will on the game. Right? The defense of those guys make them legendary. But what we saw tonight, though, is maybe the most dominant pairing that I've ever seen in my lifetime, potentially. I recognize that I'm speaking in hyperbolic terms when I say how great this could be, but based off of things we can measure, right? Based off of what we know about Kyrie Irving, who is, as a matter of fact, even though he's a champion, even though a lot of his big numbers, maybe that's behind him, I don't know. But Kyrie Irving is entering his prime. Right? Maybe last year was entering his prime, but he barely played last year. There's a level of Kyrie Irving that we don't know whether or not he's going to reach. The potential is there. And what that is and what he's able to do and the respect he has for Kevin Durant is what is going to enable this to work in a way that we've never seen before. I think we saw proof of that tonight. That it's there, that it's possible, that the potentiality is to be a record-breaking offense. Now, it wasn't all great. Some things I really don't like. For instance, I don't like Taurean Prince. He hit a big shot. I mean, he didn't look terrible. Right? But his defense is atrocious. When they needed buckets, they either was, flinging a prayer three or bully balling their way into the paint and scoring easy buckets. We know that these were the Wizards scrubs. But again, I think the Nets defense requires them to it requires them to play their centers on an island. And I don't think that's a way to help your centers be successful, but again, we go into this season believing in what they want to do. We go into this season because it's a clean slate. We don't know what that defense is going to be. Maybe it's going to be a swarming they're going to gang up on defenders. But I think they still have the same problems. Like, if it's not Kyrie finishing a fast break, the Nets don't have like super athletes. Like, they don't have a guy who's just gonna run down court and just dunking on you. Tonight it would have been, like I said, it's this. You have to go into this season believing that what they're doing, and the reason that is because they want to play small ball, fine, right? They want to play this defense. I think that Jacques Vaughn and Sean Marks concocted, one day over cocktails or something. I don't know. And organizationally, they believe in this theory. They believe in this mindset that you could be faster than the other team on defense. And of course, if you could have any small wing, you want the 7-foot Kevin Durant wing. Like, this is the most optimal version of what Mike D'Antoni wants to do on offense. You could not pick two players. A lot of people make the mistake and think James Harden is the fantasy player for Mike D'Antoni. No, you're wrong. Kyrie Irving is. Kyrie Irving can keep his dribble. That was the thing that Mike D'Antoni loved about Steve Nash. Steve Nash would dribble penetrate, not have the layup, keep his dribble the ball back out, and then start the play all over again. You could do the same things with Kyrie Irving. And if you grew a player in a laboratory, if you had the cloners from Star Wars that made the clone troopers, if you had them clone a perfect basketball player for the Mike D'Antoni offense, it would be Kevin Durant. In Mike D'Antoni's wildest dreams, he would never have dreamt that he would have those two players at the height of their powers. This is stupid what the Nets are going to be, yo. The Nets are going to be on another level offensively, but we got to see an ugly side of it too. The Nets need to be healthy, right? I don't see Dinwiddie starting as a good idea. I think they want Karras to come off the bench. That scares me. But that might be a thing because Nash did say he saw Karras kind of like in the Manu Ginobili role. Coming off the bench, lefty. I don't like it, but I guess it's something that's gonna happen. Also, it looks like DeAndre Jordan is gonna start. I don't love that, but you gotta trust it. You gotta believe. If you want to go into the season believing that you can win a championship, then you gotta believe they know what they're doing. Another thing that I saw tonight that I didn't like, but again, to be clear, I saw greatness. And the greatness that I saw doesn't invalidate these flaws. The two things could be true. I saw a team whose defense is not championship quality. Now again, maybe they sought out